is another Saturday night. Up, Cat? Roll Tide. How are you
Roll
doing?
Tide. Thank you for joining us.
Happy birthday to Terrion Arnold. But Terrion, I hope wherever you're doing, I hope you're having a great day. But
happy birthday, TA.
I hope you don't forget to call Kat and and just tell her, or Kat doesn't forget to call you at some point.
Yes.
So the screen has changed.
Hey, would you call that a cat call?
I mean, that was inspired. I gotta give you like a couple points for that one. I gotta give you a couple points for that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. It's our Saturday night HerbnRodg. It's funny that you can tell we're old. It's HerbnRodg After Dark, but it's 7:30 because we're like, bro, we ain't gonna make it to 10. So.
After this, we're out of there.
We're done. So
I mean, what I usually end up doing is like after we get off this, might have a few more drinks, whatever, and then just watch. I'm on the couch watching the rest of the games. That's it. That's it.
My niece wants to go for a drive or go somewhere and hang out or something, and I promised her yes already. But I'm like, bro, so tired already at 7:30.
Yeah.
So here's the deal, folks. We always have a couple subjects to cover on Saturday Night After Dark, but we answer questions first, man. We're here for the people. So whatever you guys want to talk about is what we'll end up talking about. So Bama Standard is in the house. Roll Tide. What's
up? Bama Standard.
We would list all their programs, but man,
there's so many
to name. Basically, if you go on there any day, you are going to get some great Bama content. Always check out the Bama Standard. And they've lowered their standards, and they let me and Raj on there to talk about stuff. So hey,
that was kind of weird.
Yeah. What is it like? I don't ever want to be part of a club that would have me as a member, but hey,
we appreciate them and all the work.
We appreciate them.
Oh, shout out to the Bama Standard.
Did we miss something? The main part of After Dark.
It's funny because we some sort of accidentally miss this every episode, which is kind of weird. And we kind of time it. Okay. Cheers to hold on. Oh, hold on.
How far behind are you?
My bad, man. I've been busy all day. Been ripping and running. Cheers.
Are you doing a shot or a drink? Oh, you're doing a shot.
I got my drink for it. Yeah, shot.
Shot.
Roll Tide.
Clink. Man, quality water. Quality water. Keep hydrated.
Gotta stay hydrated.
Keep hydrated. All right, let's get back to it. What's up? Big Mike in the house. If it wasn't for Big Mike, me and Raj would be living on the streets, panhandling. So can't understate it. So
shout out to Big Mike. Hey, if it wasn't for Big Mike, there wouldn't be a Little Mike.
I mean, I don't even. What's up, Mike? Kyle? What's up?
Mike,
It'd be good to see you, man.
In the comments, Mike.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We hope that you are having a great night.
Shout out to King.
One of the greatest supporters out there, man. So we definitely appreciate you joining us over here.
Yes. Appreciate
Lady Alpha is in the house, and I saw another post from her. She said she's drinking too. So.
Lady Alpha, what are you drinking on? Let us know.
Kat, that's going to be me in a little bit. We're actually be on the back porch, but the camping out part, we will be with it. We're going to be watching some Iron Man 2 tonight. But guess what? The little TV will have the rest of the tournament games on there. So I'm with you, man. I love the family time, but you got to have your sports, right?
You got to. 24/7.
He said just started a new show. That's Saturday, right? The Saturday shows that you all started up with Smoke and I believe Marvin. So
what time does that one come on?
I don't know. There's a time yet because I thought they were recording stuff. So he'll correct me in a minute. So I just appreciate you, man. Appreciate
it, King.
And I saw one more person. Roll Tide, always, man. Thank you for dropping in. So I was watching on the wrong channel. Oh,
okay.
Roll Tide, always. So, like we said, get in any questions. We'll answer. We'll talk about whatever, man. We usually do this little Monday at 1 p.m. Central. Okay, I definitely missed that. I knew it show, I think, but I missed the announcement of the times. We'll talk about whatever y'all want to talk about, but until then, we have to start off with the tournament. Rod, do you have any SEC pride when it comes to the tournament? Or are you like Alabama and F everybody else?
I'm Alabama. I'm not going to say F everyone else. I want the SEC to have a good showing because we got 14 teams in. But at the end of the day, and we have to be honest in the SEC, Alabama people, we root for Alabama. If Auburn was to lose this game tonight, you're not going to find an Alabama fan that's depressed. Yeah. So let's be honest about that. Even when football comes, when Auburn loses a game, we're not out there like, oh man, the SEC lost the game. We're like, yes.
I think this sums it up perfectly. Yes. That's how we are. I shared sentiment. I want us to do well just to justify the numbers. But if Auburn lose to Creighton tonight, I'm not going to lose any sleep.
Exactly. I'll be fine.
Hey,
I'll be fine as long as we take care of business tomorrow.
All about. We're happy to have you in that state already.
Yes, so. yes.
And yeah, we are actually, that game is on for us as well. 50 to 56 right now. Creighton was leading at half, but Auburn has a little mini run here in the second half.
Creighton's been shot the ball really, really well in the first half. They're down, and they're down by 6.
But is it the team or that one guy that's shooting the ball well?
I think it's that one guy, really.
Yeah.
They got a couple other
Creighton
guys.
only has like 3 players, and I think that's their problem. There's just no real depth. I think Auburn's going to wear them down as the game goes along. So Cat, this one, so we're hanging a porch swing, and I missed, I think, a lot of this one.
Yeah.
But A&M was comfortably ahead. I stopped paying attention. And then all of a sudden, Michigan was winning. I said, I don't know what just happened here.
When I got home, it was about 6-7 minutes left in the game, and I was like, okay, A&M's pretty much been leading the entire game, going everything on my phone, so they're fine. And then I look up, and they're down by like 9, and I'm like, what happened in those few minutes? I guess Michigan got hot, and A&M just decided they didn't want to play anymore. So
I guess not.
I'm surprised at that game.
Yeah. A&M, so there's a couple of SEC teams I was like, I'm not sure about. A&M, Tennessee, and then I guess a lot of your lower ones. I was like, I don't know. Mizzou kind of a little bit too as well. I was like, I don't know how much I believe in them.
You mean going into the tournament? You were just kind of
going into the tournament. Going into Tennessee was always my biggest suspect team out of all the big ones. But A&M, like I wasn't going to be shocked either way, but I thought they could handle Michigan. But to lose by 12 after leading,
well, they were handling
most
Michigan.
Of the game.
They were handling Michigan, but they just kind of dipped out at the end. So, unfortunate to them. And Wade Taylor's a senior, I believe. So, but then again, I was going to say, does he have any more eligibility left? But I mean, I don't think.
What is eligibility anymore?
Exactly. I think when you're in college nowadays, it's more of like an age thing. Like, look, dude, 26, 27, that's what we're going to go ahead and let you know if you kind of exhausted your eligibility. But if you're 21, 22, bro, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. How long before we have like a couple 30-year-olds just leading the team?
Not long. Chad Baker-Mazara is 25. Cam Rising at Utah,
Cam's in his own category though. Cam is just so. Do you know when you go read like about Johnny Broom and Chad Baker-Mazara, they call them super seniors.
Yep.
So
I guess is Cam then?
Geriatric senior. He does AARP commercials.
I wonder. It always surprises me because I'm like, does Utah go into the season saying, "Hey, I hope Cam is healthy so we can play him"? I'm like, dude, that dude's like 25, 26. You have to move off that. Like that's come on now.
The last time he was healthy was when he was 4. He twisted his ankle when he was 5, and then things just haven't been the same.
When you're 4, it's a lot easier to recover.
It is. But that ankle turn, he twisted his ankle at 5, Raj, and he sprained his wrist at 6, and it's just been downhill since then, man. Sorry, Cam. Sorry, buddy. I'm rooting for all SEC. Yeah.
Quick question off tangent here. Were you surprised?
Wait, time out. What do you mean off subject? There is no subject. So whatever you want to say, you can do. Wait, before we do that though.
Yeah.
Roll Tide, everybody.
Oh, I don't have my glass. I got like.
We gotta get Ron some merch.
I got some glass. I just didn't feel like pouring it in there, so I use this.
All right, bring it on. What's the off subject?
Were you surprised to see the Geico Piggy commercial come back? The little piggy say, "We."
I had forgotten about that one.
Completely forgotten about that one.
Yeah, and it's like, what makes that commercial is the lady at the end. Hey, we're here.
Yeah,
just like that lady is going through it, man. She is like, my God, he really does this all the way home.
On that subject, what other old school commercials would you like to see come back? I already know what mine is.
Before that, Raj, the thing that I thought you were going to go into, have you seen the Batman and Bateman commercials with Jake?
Yes.
I don't even know where they're coming up here, but Jake from State Farm is living his best life.
He's living his best life. Yeah, he's like a super duper celebrity now. That and okay, go ahead. Yeah, what other?
No. He's a super. Yeah, he is. Look, dude, Caitlin Clark was hugging him before she was hugging her family.
Exactly.
Got drafted.
And think about it. If you're Jake from State Farm, you're like, dude, I just audition to do State Farm commercials, and look at me now. Like I've got a big social media following. I'm making good money. I could do this forever. So
what if you were the original Jake? Are you a little jealous?
Hell yeah, I'm jealous. I'm like,
I
bro,
was Jake before there was a Jake.
I was the first Jake. What are we doing? But the original Jake is probably like in his mom's basement eating an oatmeal cream pie, doing something.
Why you gotta be in his mom's basement, Raj? Is life that hard for this boy? Yeah, dog, you have put the Jake from State Farm guy in the basement.
My bad. I shouldn't have gone that way. But
and you know what they did? They changed his race. They made him cooler, and he's like all out here. The other one just wore khakis. That was all you did.
Yeah, it wasn't hip. The other one just wasn't hip enough, man. So.
Oh, that poor dude. Raj, the easy commercial to bring back for me, the Leon commercials.
Oh,
they would fit. Yes.
Office linebacker. Yes.
No. You're talking about Terry Tate, office linebacker. I'm talking about Leon, where they was like, hey, Leon, your team won the game today. He's like, well, I got to put the blame sorely on my teammates. And
I forgot about that one.
What about your 4 fumbles? He said,
forgot about that one.
It wouldn't have been that bad if one of them guys would have jumped on the ball.
Yep.
And the reporter's like, I guess there's no I in team. He goes, yeah, we ain't no we either.
Yeah. I completely forgot about that. I was thinking about Terry Tate. My bad.
Terry Tate office linebacker was cool, but I didn't like the whole series. With Leon, it was a whole series. Folks, go look up Leon Budweiser commercials. The most selfish athlete in the world doing commercials. That's all you need to know. That's.
When we get off here, I'm gonna go back and revisit some of those.
I mean, they're old commercials, so they look old. But
speaking of Budweiser, though, what about the what's
up and the frogs? Those are good, but Leon
the frogs, not the frogs. The guys on the couch.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's because it feels like they were around the same time. The frogs. So that was back when commercials really started with one. And then they evolved.
Right.
And then a lot of times they built up to the big Super Bowl one. Now commercials throw out just crap and it's whatever.
My vision would be like if you could find those same guys and just redo the commercial. Like I don't know what they're doing now. I don't know where they are, what they're doing now. But just try to revisit that same commercial. I think that would be pretty dope.
Folks, anybody in the comment, I'm about to get caught up on comments. If HerbnRodg did a commercial, who should play each of us?
What type of commercial though?
I mean, with us, it's gonna be something silly. It's gonna be something funny, something that makes me look great and you look ridiculous. Is what I'm hoping. That's what I have to talk to the director.
Keep in mind when you're commenting, this might actually come to fruition one day. You might actually see HerbnRodg in a commercial. So
you might
put some good thoughts out there. Well, let's see what y'all got.
Aren't we all? I do my best shows when I'm tipsy, actually, so maybe not totally useless. Dylan Carville looks like he's 52 years old. Hey, that's the new norm, baby. That's the new norm.
Dylan Carville looks like he owns his own landscaping service.
What if he does though? What if he does?
Every time I make a joke, you make me feel bad. First, the oatmeal cream pie's in the basement.
Rod, you just put the old dude in his basement though. That's pretty rough. Like, hey, Jake from State Farm. The lady already said he sounds hideous. Like that's
you don't. Okay, what do you think the original Jake is doing right now?
He's probably in his dad's basement.
Oh, wow. Come on.
He had a good relationship with his dad. Like, he's just chilling. So,
oh my gosh. Mike says Herb should be played by Oh my god.
Hold on. I'll get down to that. Let me cut up real quick. So we'll cut you off when you turn 30 and have a dad bod. You know what the problem with dad bods? I have a dad bod and I have no kids. So this stuff is just way ahead of me. So he's all about that. See, Kat's the one driving the car in the commercial. She's like, I'm gonna have to kill this piggy next time. So, what up, Shane? Shane, how are you doing, sir? Hope you're having a good night, man.
We appreciate you, man.
One of the best people that we know in a
Shane is one cool dude.
Yep. Has the best style probably out of any of us too, though. So
super swag.
All the commercials have a stupid contest and they're all winning. Yeah, I can't believe the Super Bowl commercials have gone so far downhill, and I always point those out because you pay the most money for them. You're getting the least amount in your return. So
one of the Super Bowl commercials that they're showing, like they showed several times over the past few days for March Madness, is the Seal commercial, the Mountain Dew Seal commercial.
I'm sorry, what you said? Mountain Dew and Seal. I was listening.
You know when Seal is like an actual Seal.
I know that
commercial is absolutely horrible. Please stop doing that. If you're Seal, you can't be like, "Oh, this is great for my image." This was horrible.
It's interesting he says Will Smith because it used to be Rod should be played by Chris Rock.
I've heard that. People have told me I look like Chris Rock before.
Yeah. People tell me I look like Paul Pierce. So y'all can look that one up.
I heard that. You kind of wait, was your hooping game, do you think it was it wasn't similar to Paul Pierce?
No, it was definitely not similar. He's much more of an offensive player. Mine was definitely more of like a Dennis Rodman.
I was about to say you were actually kind of like a Herb Jones.
Yep, I really was.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they named Herb Jones after me.
They did.
Parents actually called me and said, "Hey, that's it." So, the HerbnRodg Netflix movie will have Michael B. Jordan as Herb and Idris Elba as Rod. We just got a super makeover without. Look, if Michael B. Jordan can pay me,
I got to start working on my accent a little.
I mean,
where you going? No, that's not Idris Elba. He's like British.
My problem with this is if Michael B. Jordan plays me in the movie, my wife is going to look at me like this every day. like she just got cheated. Like what the?
Because you look more like an old Michael Jordan, not Michael B. Jordan.
He said Rod is better looking. Oh, don't feed his ego. Don't feed his ego.
Thank you, lady.
I
like
the Will Smith choice.
And I
so I actually did one of those things one time where they had the what is it like my Instagram profile, my Facebook profile. It was like a 4-part thing.
You do not look like Denzel. Don't promote yourself. Don't do it to yourself.
Chris Tucker. That was actually another one that we did, Shane. Yep. So you are correct on that one. I like it. You know, there was like an original subject here that we just always get lost.
I think we were actually going to talk about the Robert Morris game yesterday.
You know what? I don't mind being distracted from that crap because was you go in thinking so everybody knows my routine by now, right? If you don't, change clothes a lot during the game. Whenever the game gets bad, whatever sport I'm watching, Alabama, I change it, right? I'm thinking I don't have to change clothes at all for freaking Robert Morris. I ain't never met Robert Morris, but I feel like I could take him in a fight, right? No, the Alabama team was getting beat up by some dude named Dick. Dick was smacking the crap out.
You can't think of wait a minute.
That's it. Robert Morris had a dick that was beating the crap out of everybody. Right. I mean, what?
You couldn't think of anything else to say?
Thank you, sir. Man, you know what? Our lives aren't complete without this.
We appreciate that, man.
And honestly, thank y'all for tuning in because we do have a lot of fun with this. And man, if y'all didn't tune in, I would have shut this down. So Kyle, you don't know. So Kyle's my thing. It's the only thing I can do to affect what's going on. So when the game is going bad, I change clothes. And if you ever look down, so usually when I'm sitting upstairs, our laundry room is downstairs. So I toss clothes down the stairwell. So if you come down to the bottom of the stairwell after a tough game, like go over the Vandy game, there's a pile like this. You know. I think for Robert Morris, whatever I throw on is good, but no.
But remember what I said. Remember what I said Thursday night when I was on Going Hard in the Paint. I said we can't underestimate anybody. With that being said, do you think we underestimated Robert Morris, or do you think it was a combination of us just having a few turnovers here and then just playing sloppy ball late in the first half?
I feel like Nate Oates has the team ready all the time, right? But then you just go out there. Your guard play has been terrible the last 2 games, right? Last game against Florida, this game. You can't game plan as a coach. You can't say, "Here's my team is ready," and then your team just miss every shot.
Yep.
Right. That's not on you. We should have gone to the hole more. We should have been finished. I mean, Cliff dunked the ball like 20 times. You know, I feel like that stuff was there.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like they underestimate him. I just feel like
the guard play it was absent. And when you look at the numbers, yes, Mark Sears scored 22 points, but half of those points were free throws in the junk time. So let's just not. He wasn't out there just jacking up threes. Again, I had made the comment that I thought Phylon was going to have like a comeback game and have 16 points. He only he had one field goal attempt. Holloway had 5 off the bench, but to your point, those three our 3-headed monster just wasn't kind of there. Now I will say Sears was doing good as far as distributing the ball, so I'll give him that. I'll give him that.
So was Phylon, but at some point you needed some points.
Yes, yes,
or some defense. Hey, one or the other would have been good.
Right. And I hope Phylon is not in. I hope Phylon's not in some sort of like slump or whatever. I don't know what's going on, but it's been 2 games where he's just been Past 2 games, he has a total of like 3 or 4 points in 2 games. So I think we're definitely going to need him to step up tomorrow.
Zach Morris and Morris. Don't underestimate Zach Morris.
Yeah,
dude's a baller.
That's true. But let's talk about what helped us to win the game. And what did you think about Grant Nelson?
I mean, so first off, the fact that this man looked out at is it time?
Yeah, it's all
roll tide. Guys, we're gonna start a GoFundMe. We need $14.99 so we can get Rog his own cup so we can send it. $14.99. Just contribute to our GoFundMe.
I have glasses.
Plus tax. People help us.
Now I feel like I'm sitting in Mom's basement.
I mean, are you?
No. Why did I even answer that stupid question?
Roll Tide.
Gosh.
Oh man. The fact that this man against the 15 seed had to get off the bench and say, "Put me in," was just ridiculous to me. But and let me put this one on. Kat, so Raj just talked about our Going Hard on the Paint show. Every week there will be some Grant Nelson slander, right?
Yes.
We have seen a game and a half without him, and the team just looks totally different. It's crazy. To the point where if they said, "Hey, Grant Nelson was out for the whole tournament," I would have, if I did 6 brackets, I would have had 3 of them losing in this round and probably 3 losing in the next round. And that's it. I never would have chosen them to win the whole thing.
Yeah. And people just don't understand how huge of a player Grant Nelson has been for this team this season. Him coming in, just to talk about the Robert Morris game, obviously he didn't play in the first half because of the knee issue, and I didn't think we needed him in the first half. But coming out in that second half, the game was kind of tight. He came in, first play of the game, he gets a steal. He kind of ignited the offense, helped us out defensively. He only played 7 minutes, but he had 5 points and 3 rebounds. That's production in 7 minutes.
Let me tell you how
his presence was known.
Let me tell you, that's an excellent point, Raj.
Yeah.
Cliff probably dunked the ball like 10 times.
Yeah.
Grant dunked it once. I guarantee you remember the Grant dunk.
Yep.
And you're like, Cliff dunked it a couple. But I remember the Grant dunk. The man he's on another level.
Yep.
Kat, and I think this is also what Phylon was doing, why he had a lot of assists. But this is what I thought we would do in the beginning. Somebody talked about, I think Justin maybe texted in the middle and said our 3-point shooting was terrible. At the time, we were like 33%. That's what we normally shoot. But I just thought we would go keep attacking them. And we just go through lapses. We attack, and then we just shoot. So
I think we were taking what the defense was giving us, which was the pick and rolls and the alley oops, and I didn't mind that, but it was just weird to not see anybody else really chiming in that much, and especially Phylon. Just like you said, he's somebody who could easily get to the lane and get to the hoop, but how do you only have 1 field goal attempt? I'm confused at that. Their defense wasn't that great. They weren't clamping you up like that.
Yeah, well, I guess there's a limit to your unselfishness, so we're at the point where like, hey man, just shoot the ball. We're good with that. So
so
I think she was laughing at you being in the basement.
Oh yeah.
Have a cheers, bro. We try to have fun on Saturday night.
We try to
bring a drink bring a drink next time. Make sure.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
He's having guilty. You're not alone though, man. I think every week on the Thursday night show. Because it was like, his body size and he doesn't go after this. Right. But you have to say, Sears was your number 1 guy. Grant Nelson was your number 2 all year.
Yep.
And I said it a lot of times because he didn't have to handle the ball and they had like Phylon and Holloway would come out there and they had all these other players. It was more like he was the number 3 option. So I think he was playing a lot more freer this year. Right. But Grant Nelson was still your guy. And you could say there's times when he's been more steady than Sears, to be honest. So.
I agree 1,000%.
Cliff
is just a different type of big man than Grant Nelson. He's not as versatile. He's not going to shoot any threes. His footwork down low isn't that great. He's more of like a Jackson Hayes type of big man. He'll catch the alley-oops and maybe get you some blocks. Other than that, he's not doing much. Grant can put it on the floor. He can dribble up the court. He can get some threes every now and then and get his poster dunk. So that's why Grant is really, really valuable to the team.
Drink them all.
We're not going to make it that far in this tournament if Grant does not play well. And that's not us. That's not us doubting our team's abilities. We're just being honest.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest about this.
Yeah. When you look at our team, you expect Sears and you hope that eventually he'll start shooting better. But like your second most consistent player is Grant Nelson, man, especially on both sides of the ball. So yeah, I mean, it just is what it is. So Sears 1 for 5 from 3. So do you know who hit the most threes for our team? I posted this, so I don't know if you saw it. Who hit the most threes?
Diabate.
How if Mo Diabate hits the most threes on our team, we're not having a good game, people. Like that.
Let's be honest. When you see Diabate's shooting motion, it does not look like that ball's going in. He has like a really, really strange slow release, and you're like, dude, just don't do it. But
he looks like he's about to shot put something, and it's actually a basketball instead. He looks like he's like, I mean,
that is so accurate. It's like,
and then it's like, oh, he had a basketball, not a shot put. My bad.
But hey, Diabate was 2 for 2 on 3, and he was 8 for 10. That's efficiency, bro. You 21 minutes, and you had 18 points, 2 for 2 for 3. 10, not to mention 10 rebounds. He filled in greatly for Grant Nelson being out in the first half.
He was 2 for 2 from 3, and Youngblood, Sears, and Holloway were 3 for 15. That tells me everything I need to know about this game. Like, what the heck? And where was my boy Holloway? Yeah, I said Holloway. Yeah, Holloway, Sears, Youngblood. Phylon, like you said, only took 1 shot. So yeah, but again, Mo Diabate is your 3-point shooting leader. You're in trouble.
For me, it's like when you're not hitting the threes, and this is why I like Phylon, even though he hasn't played great the past 2 games. But when you're not hitting threes, I want to know, can you score otherwise? Sears can get to the hoop. He doesn't always. They're kind of predictable when he goes to the hoop. He kind of wants to, shove off with his right arm and kind of get up with his left arm, which is why he gets blocked a lot. But Phylon gets a little more creative. But Holloway is like, if I'm not,
I heard he learned that shove off move from LeBron. Go ahead. I'm sorry. What? I'm listening.
But if Holloway, if Holloway's not hitting his threes, like I don't see him really driving to the hoop much. So,
bro, I was a big driver of the. I guess I was the conductor of the Holloway train early on.
Yep.
And I think the game against Florida, maybe it's the game before, where he drove all the way to the hoop, drove all the way back out and shot a fadeaway 3 and missed and got pulled from the game of I was like, dude, this is why you weren't getting playing time. So here's a good one. Here you got. So say Robert, I'm really concerned about tomorrow night with Grant. We were done. Every team is going to take some pain. Well, so I already agree with that. The last part. Without Grant, we're not going.
Oh yeah. I agree
for sure.
No Grant Nelson, we're not making it that far.
Like I said, I feel like we took them seriously, but we didn't execute. But that's going to be kind of a different, that's like splitting hairs because you're probably more right than I am on that one.
Yeah.
St. Mary's is an interesting one because they want to, slow the game down a lot.
Yeah.
So even if we play bad, it's not going to get away from us. But at the same time, you got to execute. You got to execute. We can't throw up terrible shots. We're more athletic than they are, so we got to get to the hole more.
I saw a stat where they're good at they have a pretty good defensive efficiency or something like that, but offensively they're just not that great because they do slow the game now.
As long as their games against Gonzaga,
I think as long as we play our type of game and we keep the pace on Bama level, I think we should be good to go. Obviously, Grant Nelson's going to play. He played last game, didn't get hurt, so we'll see him in there. My question is the guard play, and I wonder, I think Herb shares the same sentiment. Like, what are our guards going to look like? Is Phylon going to really step up and kind of get out of this slump? Sears,
I think they're going to look the same unless they get haircuts, or unless you mean like where they can look like playing wise instead of like physically. Roll Tide, everybody. Have a good one. So Kenneth has a good point. We'll get back to his in a minute. So this is an excellent point. We don't, and I said this when Mark Sears hit the floater for the game winner, and I think he hit one against Kentucky. Mark Sears with a floater or any kind of mid-range game would be lethal. Phylon, if he gets that, Holloway, if he these are guys who can get to the hole, but their problem is like once they get past the first line of defense, they're like, I got to get the whole way.
Yep.
And I know analytics and I know all that, but if you're taking 10 threes and hitting 1, or if you're taking 10 mid-range shots and hitting 6 or 7, that's where threes are more valuable too. Yeah, unless you miss them all.
Exactly.
So we are not a great 3-point shooting team. We're not a 3-point shooter. We are a team that shoots a lot of threes.
We shoot a lot of threes.
3-point shoot. Yes, we shoot a lot. And those 2 games that we make a lot, we're like, oh, we're on fire. Yeah, but then we're going to go through 5 games where we don't make, enough. So that's
agreed.
So this one is interesting. Before he got a little banged up and left the starting lineup, Phylon, I don't know if people even look at stuff like this. He was the only player for Alabama that was in mock drafts was going in the first round.
Yep.
When he got banged up and he left the starting lineup, he was not in the first round for a lot of mock drafts. Now, take mock drafts for whatever you want. Like whenever I say mock drafts, I don't go through one. I usually before any show, I pick 3 of them. And I
just kind of average it out.
I just try to, okay, where are they in all 3?
Right.
He's the only player. I think, and I agree with Kat here, I think he stays one more year.
Yeah, but
he's going to be driving the car next year.
Yep.
You lose almost everything else, so the team's going to be built around him. Great driver, great physical skills, good on defense.
Yes.
Surround him with some shooters and a big man down low. Like his connection with Cliff is great.
Awesome.
He's like almost like your boy Luka. When I get to the hole, I'm looking for the big man to dump it off.
Yep, so, I agree.
Go ahead,
I agree.
You had a point on that too.
It makes me nervous, and I said this Thursday night again on the Bama Standard. I said this tournament is huge for Phylon because he can really, really showcase his talent and improve his draft stock and make some more money if he wants to. I feel like he should come back for one more year to basically to the point that you just stated. You're going to be the starting point guard, improve your 3-point shooting a little bit, continue to drive to the hole, get the assist and play good defense. You'll be a definite first-round draft pick. Yeah. I hope he comes again. I hope he comes back. But we've seen guys like JD Davison get a little juice going and say, "Hey, you know what?
Is JD still with the?"
I think he's still with Boston, but I think he's on the G League team. And he was somebody I said, "Look," and Herb and I agreed. Coming out of college, he was extremely athletic. Wasn't the best 3-point shooter. Pretty good on defense, but just really he could just jump out the gym. Other than that, I was like, "Dude, you got to come back and kind of work on some of your skills." But he left. So I'm wondering if there's anybody in Phylon's ear that's saying, "Hey, man, you could be a first-round draft pick." And I'm like, dude, just come back one more. You got some NIL money, so it shouldn't be the money issue. You're going to have some NIL dollars in your pockets. Come back another year, improve your draft stock. I even saw somewhere, like I think going into at the beginning of the tournament, there were only 2 Alabama players that out of the top 50 NBA prospect, there were 2 Alabama players. It was Grant Nelson and Phylon. Sears was
That's interesting that because I haven't seen Grant Nelson on a lot, but Phylon is a consensus guy for us.
I think Phylon would be a mid to late first-round pick. Grant Nelson somewhere in the second round.
Yeah. Give me 2 seconds. I'm scrolling through. By the way, Rutgers might have 2 top 5 guys and didn't make the NCAA tournament.
Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper can hoop, but to her point, for them not to make the tournament is just extremely awkward, but those guys can hoop.
One of my points about BYU paying the kid so much money is like, hey, one guy can change stuff. They're shooting my argument in the foot right there. If you have 2 top 5 guys and you can't make the tournament, So Jean Broom, this is an NBA.com one. Again, I like to reiterate this, right? When I say, hey, mock drafts, whatever, I'm clicking on the mock draft. Do we know if this is true? If not, Raj made a good point earlier. This NCAA tournament could change people's fates. Who knows? So I'm just clicking on random ones. But I've got through the first draft of the latest NBA.com one, and Phylon is number 36 picked to the Philadelphia 76ers, which please don't go into that black hole. So to me, if he's not a guaranteed first round, you got to come back. And I think the only thing preventing him I agree with this 1,000%. Go ahead.
Yeah, the only thing preventing him from being a first-round pick next year would be an injury. If you don't, as long as he stays healthy, you're a certified first-round pick next year. But if you're not, don't do that because then you're going to fall into this hole where you might end up on a team, you might get drafted, you might not get a lot of playing time, and then you're going to be reflecting on, man, what if I just came back to Bama for one more year? So come back, Phylon. We need you.
I like this backcourt for next year too. That'd be good. By the way, definitely needs more direction. This absolutely. You could tell last game where he was dishing up. One of the reasons why I like him, definitely, his physical traits, but he looks like he has fun on the court.
Yep.
He definitely plays good defense and have active hands. And I don't think he cares if he scores or not. So absolutely 1,000% team player, guy that you want on the court for sure.
I agree. I agree. Good point,
and
King.
this one as well, man, especially if you're not guaranteed first round, I just don't think you can.
That's why I mentioned that NIL money. Dude, you're making good money now to live off and take care of everybody else. So come back for one more year, make some more money, then be a lottery pick.
NIL has changed things, man. Especially in basketball, I think more than football, because you have a chance to leave every year. Phylon's going to get paid to stay.
He is.
And I think this style of basketball fits him. So why would you go anywhere else? So
it does.
Do you think? Let's say we get upset tomorrow.
Yep.
Do you think that affects anybody's decision to leave or stay? Like if you're Phylon, does an early exit affect you?
I think it can, because it can put some doubt into some players' heads as far as my expectations were so high from this team, but we
specifically Phylon, or are you saying in general?
In general.
Okay.
In general, Phylon, of course, you can include him, but yeah, in general, a lot of your players are going to be like, we were projected to go to Elite Eight, Final Four, make a championship game, whatever, and we lost in the second round. Is this the right school for me? Like some of those McDonald's All-Americans, Sherrill and Darren Reed, those type of guys, they're like, dude, I'm not really a main factor here. Obviously, Reed's been injured in and out, so maybe they start thinking maybe they go elsewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, to answer your question, I think it does affect their opinion going forward.
Yeah. All right, folks. Auburn's going to win this one. Up 11 with 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
That's it for that one.
Yep.
Houston's up early on Gonzaga, and BYU is taking it to Wisconsin. You remember on the show they were talking a lot about Wisconsin and about possible pitfalls, and I said, man, BYU scares me more than Wisconsin. It's early.
I was leaning more on the Wisconsin side because I picked Wisconsin to play us, but you were right. They could shoot. Those guys can shoot at BYU. So that's a game I'm gonna after this I'll tune into that one, because obviously we'll be playing. We'll be playing one of them in the Sweet 16.
Yeah. Don't remind me. That's hashtag too soon. That was Roll Tide, everybody. Roll Tide. Hey, if y'all ain't drinking with us, what are you guys doing? What are y'all doing? When they actually took the lead in the second half, I was like, I had to go change clothes again. I'm running upstairs. Like, this was just, I said, this is too. I hadn't even got some of my clothes out the dryer. I had to just wash stuff, and I was like, I got to get ready for the changing clothes routine. That was just, and then, what's funny? In the age of the internet and how connected we all are now.
Yep.
It's worse now when you have a bad loss. Because if we had lost yesterday, I'm like, well, I got to shut off my phone. I can't go on Twitter for the rest of the night. I can't go over to Facebook. Like,
that's true.
I got to become a hermit. I can't go to ESPN tomorrow because we're the headline.
That's true. Even because whenever we lose a big game, whether it's football, basketball, whenever we lose a big game, I'm kind of like, do I want to watch ESPN even though it's like my daily routine? Nah, not really. Do I want to go on Twitter? No, I don't want to see that. So I just kind of stay away from things. Then you go to work. You go to work and people say, oh, sorry about your team's loss. And I'm like, nobody died. Our team did lose and it sucked, but nobody died. So like, let's not treat it like that.
Yep. Oh, that's my favorite text. Hey, are you okay?
I'm like, what?
None of these players live in my house, man. Okay. I'm good. Where's the other one? Oh, Smoke. Yep. Bro, I am loving college basketball in the tournament right now.
Yep.
Houston was one of those. I was wondering if Gonzaga would get them.
It's Gonzaga's down by 9, but it's still early. Let's not jump
12
the gun.
now. They just hit a 3. So
okay, somebody's TV is super difficult.
Sorry. I'll never say easy, but if Grant Nelson is out there, we have a shot. And if he's not, I'm flipping the channel. Yeah. I agree with that 1,000%.
So do you think Grant starts tomorrow?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. BYU scores has legit. Yeah, BYU. That's when we were on the show. And like I said, this isn't looking bad. This is what on the show. When they were trying to figure out potential pitfalls later, I was like BYU over Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So for sure, I agree. And yep, so that was it. BYU's up. And again, it's early. I mean, if you had told me about the Texas A&M game, I thought they were going to win early. What do you think about Arkansas getting by St. John's today?
Surprised me. I picked St. John's to. I think I picked St. John's to. No, I picked Florida to win the bracket, but I picked St. John's to make a nice run. I got to give kudos to Calipari, man. That team had a really, really tumultuous type of season, regular season.
Bro, who told you to say tumultuous? Who's sitting over there with you?
I
did. You got a cue card or something? Is your wife whispering in your ear?
We didn't know how things were going to go with Calipari's first year at Arkansas.
Yep.
But let's be honest, you could have a rough regular season, but if you make a good showing in the tournament, that makes up for your losses during the regular season. So now with them going to the Sweet 16, again, kudos Calipari. It's going to help out with recruiting. He'll get some recruits anyway. It's Calipari, so good for them. They surprised me. I thought St. John's was going to win.
He said, I was going to say, usually the alpha pools are the ones that make us sound smart on here.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. They give us
his own. I'm just shocked. So
yeah.
And I never avoid any questions. I was just saving this question because I know you were trying to derail the show, but
which one? This?
Absolutely, I was responsible for
it. I knew it,
bro.
I knew it.
John Cena called me, and he was like, "I want to do something good for the fans." And do you know what I said? F them fans.
Yep.
Do it for you.
So let me ask you a question. This is a good question. What was a bigger heel turn? Hogan back in '96 at Bash at the Beach, or John Cena?
See, so
I think I know what you're going to say because of I think I know.
I feel like Hogan for me.
Yep.
Because I grew up with Hogan.
Okay.
I stopped watching wrestling after the Attitude Era.
Yep.
So I have never watched a John Cena match.
Right.
I have never watched anything that has to do with John Cena. And that's no disrespect to John Cena. I just stopped at that era. I have not watched wrestling. So I did not grow up with Cena.
Right.
I do not know his character or his personality. And to be honest, Raj, I had turned off the PLE by the time he turned heel. So I'm listening to people's comments. I turned off after the last match. So I didn't even watch it. So no, for me, it's definitely Hogan, but that's because I didn't experience Cena, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
So, to put it in your terms, Raj, I grew up with Michael Jordan. I didn't really watch LeBron and the NBA like that. So Jordan is always my guy. So for me, Hogan.
Gotcha.
So real wrestling fans will give you a much better, and I see a couple in there.
Yeah.
Will give you a much better answer. So and that is cool. But we'll give the wrestling people. So actually, the alpha pools are responsible for us looking smart. So you got to tune in on Tuesdays and see that. Unhinged, yes. Hey, we didn't go into any accents on this show.
Yes, we did.
So hey, this one is even less unhinged than last week. So, and folks, we do got some family stuff kind of going on, so we're gonna have to cut this short here in the next couple minutes. Any last questions or comments, get them in. We'll go.
We appreciate you guys.
I do remember this too, so that was a good one for sure. Hey, Watt says Hollywood Hogan. Like I said, that was the one that I grew up.
That would have been that would have been my choice too. But again, because I watched wrestling then, and when it happened, I was just in shock. But then again, and this is more. I guess that question is more catered towards, people who have been watching wrestling all this time. So.
Yep, for sure. So, and they said Cena. Yep, but you got not a huge fan of Cena. Excuse me, a Hogan one.
Yep.
He's saying Cena would be number 2. Just correct it. So, guys.
Yeah.
Stop it. I'm an MJ guy. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm an MJ guy. Sorry, and he'll always be my go. See, well, here's what people don't understand about that argument, right? For me, we were in Germany during his first couple runs.
Yep.
I had to wake up at 3:00 in the morning.
Yep.
To watch him play in the finals. Okay, that is the guy I grew up with. Okay, my whole thing about it is, and this kind of shows it right here, and this is what people do. I just sit here and say, "Hey, I'm a Michael Jordan guy," and LeBron fans feel, and not Raj, because Raj has never been like this. We have good. Those guys feel like they have to come and defend LeBron. Why? I'm not attacking LeBron. If I say personally, I love Michael Jordan, that is my GOAT, and that is always going to be my guy. That is a personal thing for me because of how I grew up with him and what I saw. I have nothing bad to say LeBron, and I never say anything bad about LeBron.
And let me say this for my defense.
I was watching that one. Go ahead.
I still have Michael Jordan as my GOAT too, for a lot of the same reasons Herb does, but I think people get misunderstood when I say, like, for me, if LeBron could give me one more ring, he'll overtake Jordan as my GOAT. But Jordan right now is still the GOAT. I mean, and again, because the debate is always subjective. Let's be honest.
It is.
If LeBron won 10 rings, people would.
Thank you.
If LeBron was to win 10 rings, some people would still say Jordan. But I mean, I remember, to Her's point, I remember growing up watching Jordan and the things that he did and how he revolutionized basketball and brought marketing to the forefront, and what he did for the NBA. He was a man. But then once he retired, you see this LeBron kid come in, and LeBron's been a phenomenal player. He's done some great things. So I'm just the guy who likes both of them. And again, to Hurt's point, I don't understand why you can't like both of them, or even if you don't like LeBron, at least respect what he's doing. But some people feel like it's like we're gangs or something. You have to pick a side, which is really
what
weird.
I don't get. And that's kind of like to Smoke. That's what he said, guys, stop. What do you mean stop it? All I did was say good stuff about Jordan. And I didn't even bring up LeBron. But he gets brought up, and everyone feels like you got to pitch him against each other.
That's true.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I love Jordan. Didn't even bring up the other guy. He gets brought up, and now it becomes a fight. Hey, you got to choose one. Why don't
you don't have to choose one?
I love Jordan. That's what I grew up with.
Remember
when I grew up with Jordan, there was no era of, hey, I'll just look at his stats on the internet. When we were in Germany, that game was played at 3:00 in the morning. Let's say on 3:00 in the morning on a Tuesday. If I didn't get up to watch it, I would have to wait until Thursday's newspaper to see those results. So, yes.
That was one thing about living overseas.
The Kobe one too as well. I was never a Lakers guy. I've always disliked the Lakers.
I was just never a big Kobe fan, but I always respected his game. He was definitely top 5 player. Just never.
And that's what I said. I would just like to be able to come out and say, hey, man, I love Jordan. That's my favorite player of all time, without people going, LeBron's better. Okay, great. If you love LeBron, I got nothing to say about it. I am cool with that.
Right.
But you can't take away my memories and my love of the game. And I do not love the NBA. I won't watch a full NBA game until Christmas. And then I won't watch another NBA game until the playoffs. So my love for the NBA has gone.
So right. Since I'm a LeBron fan, I will watch the Lakers play, but I can't really watch. I just can't really watch a lot of the other games. It just doesn't have that same appeal to me. So
Smoke, I already know your thoughts on this, so I ain't touching this one. Raj might not know what you think about it.
I don't know. I don't know.
I have heard your thoughts. What
I don't know Smoke's opinion on this. Is Magic Johnson a top 5 player?
Be careful. Be careful.
I don't know, because I feel like
for me, you've got LeBron, Jordan, and Kobe are 3.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Tim Duncan, severely underrated, but Mr. Consistent, got to be 4, right? And 5, you might have like a Kareem or a Wilt or somewhere in there.
I'd put
by those criteria, I would say no. But I know how Smoke feels. I have inside information on how Smoke feels, and I'm not going to tell you. So be careful how you answer.
No, I'm thinking I got Jordan, LeBron. Those are my 1-2 right there. And again, if he gets another ring for me, he's going to overtake Jordan. That's just my personal opinion.
It's always funny to me, by the way, where people he's going to overtake him in a subjective thing. I go, okay. Yeah. People act like, hey, LeBron's the greatest of all time. Well, guess what? Jordan's still my favorite. So
yep. I got Jordan, LeBron. I got Kareem in there. Does Wilt get any love at all? Not Wilt, but Bill Russell for having so many rings.
I don't know. And this is another one here, like where he says Shaq. My problem with grading these guys is, like, honestly, when I just threw in Wilt and Kareem, my personal rankings wouldn't have them in there because I didn't watch those guys play. So if you ask me about Shaq, you're going to get me into a whole lot of different stuff.
Yeah,
I said this on the football show the other day. When I daydream about sports, my favorite players come from the positions that I daydream myself playing. Right. Yeah. So in football, wide receivers are my favorite, right? Yeah. In basketball, shooting guards and small forwards are my favorite, which is funny because I have the skills of a power forward, an old school power forward who couldn't shoot, past 6 feet out. Shaq, I never liked, but I always respected because he was a guy who was bigger than everyone.
Why didn't you like
played
Shaq?
Like he was big? Because I don't like centers and I don't like bullies, and he was one, but I was like, you play like a bully, and I really, really respect that.
Gotcha. I feel like Shaq was the most dominant player I've ever seen.
He definitely was. So the reasons why I respect Shaq are the reasons why I don't respect Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard was bigger than everybody and never played like it, and it drove me crazy. But Shaq was like, look, I'm just bigger than you. I'm going to turn around and dunk on you.
I'm going to body you out, and then I'm going to dunk on you. Yeah.
So, that's bad. So we have another Wednesday night show tentatively planned around NFL stuff. But being honest, I could see a lot of basketball stuff happening on that show as we get through the summer. So we will definitely keep you open. So never see that was me. Never liked the Lakers. Wasn't huge on them, but I always respect.
Same with me. I never liked the Lakers, but if LeBron's there, I'll cheer for the Lakers. So
yeah, and that's Raj. If he plays for the Hornets next year, you're going to root for the Hornets.
I'm going to root for the Hornets.
It won't take much. So, yep. And I agree. Physical specimens. I hate that Shaq ended up going to so many different teams. I would have loved to see him just one or two teams for his whole career, but no, these guys are bigger than everybody else and did stuff that everyone else couldn't do.
Right.
LeBron at his size to handle the ball as well he can and his pass as well he can and just be bigger than everybody, like the linebacker.
I wish
you're never going to see it.
I know that LeBron and Shaq played together in like 2010. I wish LeBron and Shaq could play together back when Shaq was in either Magic or Lakers. That would have
been so unfair. LeBron took a dude named Boobie Gibson to the finals. Like, imagine him with prime Shaq.
I try to tell people
shut the league down. They would have had a tournament for second place.
Yes.
And just did that and said, okay, y'all, here's your ring. You guys go to Cabo ahead of time. So
I feel like, so let me ask you this since Smoke is in here too. Is LeBron James a generational talent?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
So here's the easy answers, right? LeBron is the best player of his generation.
Yes.
Right, which he immediately takes it's a generational talent, right? It's going to be a long time before you see his combination of size, strength,
speed, everything.
And speed and ability, passing ability. Like, you're not going to see that. Yeah, I hate Auburn. Yeah, they just won 82-70. That game is over. Creighton gave it a run in the first half, but Auburn's just too deep. Like I said, Creighton, I think, has like 3 good players, and that was it for him. So losing Pop Isaacs, I think, early in the year really, really, really hurt them. So, and yes, this is so one of my problems is people compare across eras way too easily, and every era has been so different. So here's one of the things, right? It's like, oh, you go back and look at these other guys' 3-point stats, and they're not great 3-point shooters. Yeah, because they didn't have to be.
Right.
Everybody growing up now is shooting more 3-pointers than layups. So you and I see the other comment. We'll get to that in a second, but that's why I don't like comparing across eras. It's
different types of games. Like, I've heard people say like LeBron could never play in the 90s because they were too physical. I'm like, he's 6'8", 240, 250. How could he not play?
Yeah.
And then people
they do it the other way around too. They'd be like, a littler guy like John Stockton couldn't play now. John Stockton would have grown up different.
Yes.
Okay. You guys forget the basketball camps for 6th graders and the nutrition and the weight programs that all changed and the ability to hop on a plane now and check talent. Like, you haven't seen that. So, see, and this is what also is funny about makes my other point. I brought up Michael Jordan and Michael Jordan only, and now we've got a LeBron James and Shaq thing going. So it's like, I just feel like LeBron James, a lot of LeBron James people are just like insecure when it comes to that. Like, I can't say I like Jordan without people being upset about LeBron. Like, I didn't say anything bad about him ever in this whole thing, right?
Right.
Yeah. All right, let's get back to this. This is always an interesting one, right? Yeah. Probably the greatest trash talker of his generation. Maybe one of the only ones shooting 3. He would love today's era. Physical player, smart player, back injuries hurt him late. That's why you don't see him as much on the Dream Team. But I mean, easily like a top 20. Like, I'm not going to count everybody. I can't.
I would say top 10, top
Larry
15.
Bird definitely deserves way more respect than he's probably getting right now.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yep. No, I would say top 10, top 15. And you just mentioned the Dream Team. That goes into another argument. I've seen people where they say, what about the 92 Dream Team versus the 08 Redeem Team? People fail to realize the 92 Dream Team had Magic and Larry Bird, but they were on the tail ends of their career. They were not in their prime. They were like going downhill. Jordan obviously was in his prime and some of the other guys. That 08 Redeem Team, all those guys were pretty much in their prime. That's why I would pick them. Bird and Magic were kind of like a little older, just kind of like, dude, we came in the league like late 70s, whatever. Like, this is
we're it's not like old people though. You heard it here first.
Anyway, I kind of got off on a tangent, which we've been doing all night anyway. But
Raj, our title says Bama, Auburn, Creighton, and St. Mary's, and we're talking basketball. So that tells you, hey, the subject that we started with is way over there.
It's way over there.
And we way over here. So,
but I mean, I think this also goes to the point to where it's just like Herb and I we have
Smoke,
our show.
Are you becoming a LeBron James commercial?
6'9", 270 IQ, A skills. We've never seen anything like this. He's elite at everything.
Yes. He's also really good at flopping. I agree with you, Smoke. He is elite at everything. When that man falls over, he falls over really well.
He's gotten fouled every time.
He has. In school that one time, Tristan Thompson almost smacked the crap out of me. Flew back.
That was vicious. I was holding my chest. I was like, please, LeBron, get up. That was a vicious foul.
All right, Smoke. So who's your top 5 if Larry Bird's at 5? All right, go ahead, Raj. What were you saying on that?
I forget about
how I'm your favorite brother and how much you love me.
No, I was just making a reference to the Dream Team and the Redeem Team. I was like, dude, you're picking players. You got one team that's everybody in their prime versus a team who's led by Michael Jordan in his prime, but then some older guys. Then you got, of course, Scottie Pippen and some other guys scattered in there. But a lot of those guys were a little older. But they just happen to be playing against, European talent for the first time, and it's just like, come on, bro. There's no challenge at all.
Yeah. Where do you put Steph in all this?
Player wise, or just all time, or what?
Yeah, both, everything.
Best shooter of all time. I know there's a guy that came out for ESPN lately and said he's not the best shooter of all time. He would pick Reggie Miller, Larry Bird, and somebody else. But Steph's the best shooter of all time, and I don't think that's up for debate.
It's not.
I will say this.
So, by the way, when I say this, I am the guy that whenever somebody says, "Is this the best of all time?" I always say no because I'm like, give people time. Like, hey, is Patrick Mahomes the GOAT? No, why don't we give him time? Steph's the greatest shooter, and I don't think it's up for debate.
Steph's the greatest shooter. No more time needed for that. I do think Steph is one of the more revolutionary players in NBA history, and I could put that at number 2 right behind Jordan. I think Jordan revolutionized the game. Excuse me. Steph could be number 2 because if you look at the way the NBA is played today, and even college, look at Bama basketball. It's all about the 3-point line. He changed it. He said, "Listen."
I thought it was all about the Benjamins, baby. When did it become all okay? Go ahead.
If you're coming into the league now, regardless of size,
that was a good one.
You have to be able to shoot
Herb, everybody.
Give it up to Herb. You have to be able to shoot the 3 ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And every position now, too, though.
Yep.
It's not even just as a guard, but if you're a guard, what do we say about Phylon? Not a good outside shooter.
Not a good outside. That's why I said come back another year, work on that. Work on that 3-point shooting.
Absolutely. The 8-point in what 30 seconds or whatever will be iconic forever.
Legendary.
Yep. Which, by the way, though, might be surpassed by the Tracy McGrady comeback against the Spurs.
Yes.
And if anybody does not remember, that was like 15 points in the last 30 seconds. You have to go back and watch that one.
I don't know.
How did we become an NBA show tonight?
I don't know. This is just how our Saturday night shows flow. We're just feeling good. We're just having a good time, just talking about sports. So it is what it is. No issues. No
13 points in the last 33 seconds against the Spurs.
Yeah, you said 15. It's 13. I can't believe you just lied to everybody.
Oh my! You know what? Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the alcohol.
By the way, does Brittany think you're a good dancer? Sydney thinks I'm a horrible dancer. I'm not a good dancer.
Let's just say it wasn't my moves on the dance floor that got her. It was my moves, and woo, woo. You asked these questions, so he said redeem team 115 to 99. Nah, Jordan would dominate that whole game.
See, I knew you were gonna say something stupid
because he's pushing this whole this is what I have always disliked. Whenever I mention Michael Jordan and people have to push the LeBron James narrative on me.
Yeah.
Not saying anything about LeBron. You're not going to change my love for Jordan no matter what you say.
If
you had a glass of poison in front of me and you were like, Herb, or if you had a gun to my head.
Okay.
Herb, either you say LeBron is better than Jordan, I'm shooting your head. I'm going to say, well, I got a good life insurance policy and the people that left behind me will be just fine. Pull the trigger, I'm straight. So, and that is fine. If your whole basis for your argument is if you like LeBron over Jordan, bro, I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
you got it.
That's one.
If that eliminates everything else, and you don't listen to anything else I say, Smoke. My respect for you went from here, like right here. I mean, it's still high, but you can't base everybody's whole thing on that. So
the whole.
We appreciate you, Kyle. We
appreciate you, Kyle. The funniest part about the whole debate is like people will post things on social media and be like, this is why I don't like this person. It's not up for debate anymore. I was like, dude, people are still going to debate this for the rest of us. I don't like debating it because it's just become oversaturated and people have to understand it. Again, it's subjective. It's who do you like more, You have your reasons for like this person. You have that's fine. Whatever. I like both of them. I love both of them. So it is what it is.
Well, I feel like when I say why I like Jordan, people ignore it, and it's kind of like this one. Oh, Herb doesn't know ball if he doesn't like LeBron. What?
No,
I don't watch the
NBA.
Herb knows ball.
Herb knows. Herb knows ball. So
appreciate you, A-Watt.
Appreciate you, A-Watt.
Me and Smoke will just never have a basketball show together. So.
Hey, hold on. Maybe y'all should.
A basketball show together? If the whole basis if we have to have a whole show and we're going to talk about LeBron versus MJ,
oh, no, you don't do that.
I don't want to do that. We already have space about it. We had a thing. And you're not going to change. You can't change my childhood memories.
Right.
That's like you growing up with your dad, and then later on in life, somebody tell me, "Hey man, your dad wasn't that great, bro." I grew up with him. Like that was the greatest man in my life. Guess what?
Where did this Maury Povich type of reference come from? What was that?
Because whenever I say this is why I like Jordan, people try to attack me with other stuff about LeBron. Yeah. You cannot change me getting up at 3:00 in the morning to watch him win titles. Like you just can't change my memory of him. So you can bring the arguments, and like this is turning. Oh, you don't know ball if you don't like LeBron over Michael Jordan. What? But I grew up with that man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you grew up with dad and mom got, they got divorced and mom had a stepdad in the house, and somebody's like, if you don't like, your stepdad over your real dad, you don't like family relationships. What are you talking about?
What if your stepdad's LeBron?
Then I'd move out the house.
Oh, come on.
What would be the point? Like, what would be the point? So I'm good.
I'm playing.
I can't have a dad that's trying to discipline me. If I push him, he's just gonna fall over. Like, what's the point of that, Dad? What if some other dad is like trying to beat me up, and my dad comes in, and the other dad hits him, and he just falls over. Like, oh, I'm like, what? Thanks, Dad. You're supposed to protect me.
I'm mad because that was actually funny.
This is my whole point, Mike.
Yep.
When other people bring up LeBron, I don't bring up Michael Jordan. But when I bring up Michael Jordan, people got to bring up LeBron, and that's why I'm like, okay, which one of us is more insecure on this one? So, exactly. Do you know, Kyle? You'll like this one. We got into an argument one time on the show, Bryce Young versus Mac Jones, based on the fact that Mac Jones won a title, and I said, are you kidding me? Those teams were not even close to being similar. Bryce Young is a better quarterback than Mac Jones, and that's just it for me. Bryce Young was trying to make a lot out of nothing.
Yes.
So
yes.
My favorite part about Robert Horry is you might look at Robert Horry's resume and be like, 7 game winners, 7 shots. Yep. Didn't take shot at it. You don't remember anything else that he did for the whole rest of the game. But Robert Horry, when the game was on the line, that dude was Michael Jordan. Hey,
big shot, Bob.
But you haven't taken a shot all game. So I was a Kings fan when they popped the ball back out and he hit that big shot against the Lakers and kind of changed that whole series.
Yep.
So, that was me. So that's what I thought. I thought that was a crazy argument. If you're going to base people just strictly on titles in college, that's just crazy.
Yeah, that's strange.
Thank you. Remember, this man lost Waddle and still had a Heisman winner. When Mac Jones won the title, his wide receiver was
Devontae Smith,
number 1 in the Heisman voting, and his running back was number 5 in the Heisman voting. So no, I'm okay. There was nothing else. Bryce was just playing with people he had his best receiver was a transfer.
Yeah. And
his second best receiver, the best thing that you'll remember about him was the Auburn catch. The second best was the hit against Florida.
And let's be honest, if Bryce had J-Mo and John Mechie in that championship game of 2021, that's our natty. And that's back-to-back natties.
We win it.
Back-to-back natties.
Like I said, man, I'm good. I think you think you're insulting me, but I don't care. I don't even watch the NBA right now until the playoffs. So you can bring up that stuff, but it just doesn't okay. I love Michael Jordan. That's who I grew up with. I'm good. I'm straight. My life is complete. Let's see. What's up, Sadie? I guess her team just won. She's good. So Sadie will be with us on Monday night to talk. Yes. If Alabama wins tomorrow.
Yeah.
If Alabama loses tomorrow, Sadie will be on by herself on Monday night on the channel, just talking about her team.
Shout out to Sadie. She's an Auburn fan. She was on our show this past Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. She knows her sports. She knows her stuff. Follow her on her social medias. Good person. We like Sadie. Sadie is part of the fam. But again, she roots for the other team. It is what it is. But yeah, Herb said,
that's not even my biggest problem with Sadie.
Oh,
Sadie has been to my house.
Yep.
And she picked Rod as her favorite over me.
She did that by default.
Me the other day.
She did by that default. She just did that by default.
So, yeah. And I'm not going to post her comments, but Lady Alpha's having a little trouble. So we wish you well. Yes, Bryce Young was not playing with anything. No, I don't. Terrible play caller, not great at the skill position. Like nothing that Bryce had was great.
Bryce just, from a cerebral perspective, Bryce just seemed to make all of the right decisions. Not saying he never threw an interception, never made a mistake, but he just knew what to do at the right times. When Bryce was to scramble, Bryce was not trying to run for a touchdown. He's like, look, I'm gonna get this first down and probably slide and run out of bounds. I'm too smart to take any hits. But that's what I respected most about Bryce.
Yep.
So,
like you said, he was just trying to stay alive.
Yep.
Personal top 5: LeBron, Jordan, Kobe, Magic, Duncan, Shaq. Yep. I feel like Duncan gets lost in the sauce because of his personality.
I told you that Tim Duncan was not a sexy basketball player. He wasn't like a cool basketball player like an AI. So that's why people don't like Tim Duncan a lot. But he was an extremely gifted fundamental basketball player. One thing I always remember about Tim Duncan was, remember whenever he would grab the rebound, he never brought the ball down.
Yeah, he knew exactly.
He stood it right here because, if you bring it down, somebody can strip it out. He stood right up here and put it right back up.
Tim Duncan played basketball like he was writing a book called The Fundamentals of Basketball. That's how he played. It's going to be the most boring book ever, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So what I always said about Mac Jones, if you draw up a play, Mac Jones knows where everybody's supposed to be, and he can go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to throw it right there. That's where the guy's supposed to be. Anything like I saw that man almost get hurt on a slide. That was terrible.
Yeah.
So definitely Sadie knows ball.
Sadie knows her ball. Yes.
Sure. So. See, Raj, my guy. See, that's what Sadie is going to come over to my house to do the podcast and then talk good about Raj. I'm like, what the heck is this, man? Come into my house and spit on my carpet. Like, what the heck is this?
I say that because when Sadie, she's only been on our podcast one time, but she knows. I get, you got to give credit where credit's due. She knows her sports. She knows what she's talking about. She's got the stats.
You just like it because she ditched me and went to hang out with you. That's all.
Yeah, that was pretty cool too. Brittany said, "Hey, what up, Britt?"
Hold
on. Why did you just say what up to Britt like she's your homegirl? Like, what's up, Britt? What is that?
What up, Britt? My homie, my dog. Cat, Mac Jones was the ultimate game manager with really, really good tools. Mac Jones was not good at improvising. I don't think he's an elite quarterback, and I don't think he elevates the people around him. But you put a good...
Agreed.
He also had Sark, one of the greatest play callers ever, as his play caller. And like I said, number 1 and number 5 in the Heisman voting was on his team. He had a great team around him. Maybe one of the greatest we've had and one of the greatest offenses. So it's not an insult to Mac, but like if you trade Mac and Bryce Young's teams, Bryce is still winning the title. Mac's not getting us to the championship game. That's how I feel about it. So, yes, he was surrounded by great. It's not an insult on him, but I don't think Mac could have taken J-Mo and Mechie to a title game. So, because you guys were, and I don't get, so let's put this back into perspective with I'm not feeling it at all. Guess what, Raj? When Sadie came over for the podcast the other night, this is a running thing with Sadie. When I open the door and I say hello to Sadie, Sadie walks right past me when she comes in my house.
Sadie's all about business.
Yeah. The first thing she said to me when she came into my house for the podcast the other night, I've got cookies for Brittany. And then walked past me. First words out of her mouth, Raj, I was like,
oh my goodness.
Hello to you too. Good to see you. And just walks in and goes hugs Jody, hey to Britt. And they're all chit-chatting. I'm just sitting there with the door like, all right, appreciate it. So and yes, that's now I will say this.
Hold on. Mac
New
Jones
England was terrible.
He had a Pro Bowl year. His rookie year, he was a Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
But after that,
still know how that happened. Well, they hired 2 defensive coordinators as his offensive coordinator one year. That was it.
Yeah,
so that was it. So and I missed one in there, like who did you get? So I think that was Yeah. Britt loves my cookies. Them cookies are fire. Yeah, Big Mike. I'm not hating on the cookies. I'm hating on the fact that that's the first word you say to somebody when you come into their house.
What type of cookies were they?
I think they were sugar cookies the last time. I don't know.
Sugar cookies?
Yeah, I don't even like sugar cookies, but well, hold on. Sadie, don't listen to this part. Raj, the cookies were excellent. Like I was chomping them.
I need it. Okay.
Oh, those cookies were trash. Like whatever she brought in was awful. Like
I'm
they
a
were
certified
terrible,
cookie monster. So
they were terrible. I don't even like sugar cookies.
Sugar cookies. I gotta
sugar
try.
I want is from Brittany.
I gotta try them.
Raj, they were amazing. Like we were fighting over the last ones.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah.
Cool. I think we pulled the wool over everybody's head. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I never know when these shows, like the Saturday night show is like whatever, right? Just okay. Two guys.
Herb says that because our usual goal for the Saturday night show is like it's usually around 30 minutes, maybe 35 foot, whatever. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and be like, what the hell did we talk about last night? What was all that about? Right. Herb's just gonna laugh at me. I'm like, dude, I have no idea. I don't even know why we talked about 80% of the stuff we talked about, but we did.
My niece is still waiting for us to go hang out. Jody is still waiting for us to go hang out. And I told her it's going to be a 30-minute show. This is longer than our regular show that we plan.
I haven't eaten dinner tonight.
Well, you don't need any more meals, clearly. I might want to skip a couple.
I'm telling Mom. I'm definitely telling Mom.
That's fine. Mom knows the same thing. She said it. She's the one.
Shout out to Jeff.
What up, Way Outside? How you guys doing, man? We definitely got to hit you guys up and get together soon.
Yes, we definitely need to get with them. One quick thing: if you're not following Way Offsides on any of their socials, please follow them. Great with Bama football. Great with Bama sports knowledge. Good guys to know. Shout out to the Way Offsides crew.
Yep. And not even just that. We always like to shout out people who are also good behind the scenes. We know if we call on those guys and ask for help or need something, like they jump to help us. So we appreciate that too as well. So yeah, we did talk about everything. The one thing we didn't talk about, and we'll go ahead and throw this out real quick and end the show. No, Sadie, that was on our list to talk about tomorrow. And we kind of got off into the NBA and all that stuff. Huh?
Tomorrow's Sunday though.
Yeah, but we have a game tomorrow. That's what she's talking about. Did we talk about?
Okay. My bad. I was wrong.
So we're gonna do we have. I don't know if you guys catch our off season or our.
Hold on. The Way Offsides guys just gave us the heart emojis.
Right.
Is that cool?
What's the last thing? Is that a wind tunnel? What?
Oh, it's pointing at you. It's like, dude, love you, bro. I get it now.
Yeah.
I get it now.
But it's pointing towards me, not you, though. Clearly.
Yo, Jeff, please clarify who you're pointing at. Is it me or Herb? He's pointing at Raj. He just.
I'm pretty sure.
Appreciate you, Jeff. Appreciate you.
We're also gonna have a video we're gonna release tomorrow. Bama versus the world. Mr. Alabama will take on Mr. St. Mary's, so they can talk about it. Look, the game tomorrow. I thought we'd get through the first weekend without Grant Nelson. Now I'm like, he probably needs to start tomorrow if he's healthy and play some minutes. The only thing that saves me in this game is St. Mary's plays a super deliberate style of play. So even if we're not hitting shots, there will be no separation.
Right.
But we're athletically better than them, and I think we are the better team, but we have to execute. They are going to try and grind this game to a halt and grind us to death. That's my comments on tomorrow.
Agreed with Sadie. We need Grant Nelson tomorrow.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
1,000%.
He said yes, it was for Herb and not for Raj. That's how I translate this.
No, yes was actually the smartest answer.
No, I translated the way I want to translate it. So, yeah. I always, and to that comment, by the way, about him, we talked. So this is an interesting one. Big Bam posted this, like how bad Sears was shooting, right?
Yep.
And somebody posted, oh, well, Holloway shot this bad. Look, he's our first team All-American or whatever, All-SC or whatever it was, right? It starts with him. So, Phylon shooting bad because like this needs to wake up. I agree. But it starts with Sears. Sears has to bring it. So,
agreed.
I don't know who Robert Morris is. I've already forgotten that game. So, I'm trying to put it out of my memory. And I agree, Mike. They are definitely, but they will try and grind this game to a halt. So,
yes. Agreed.
My glass is empty, so we're going with a shot while you do a drink. Appreciate you. Folks, we're about to end here. I don't even know how we got this far with this.
I don't know, but I will say this in all seriousness. I love our Saturday night
Whoa. I didn't
shows.
agree to all seriousness, but go ahead.
I absolutely love our Saturday night shows. We with that being said, we love you guys joining in the chat. We appreciate all of the support. Again, this is something that we're going to continue to try to do throughout the year. Times may be adjusted depending on.
See you, Sadie.
Depending on, good night, Sadie. We will see you Monday. Appreciate you. Tell Tommy we said what up. The times for the Saturday night show might be adjusted depending on what type of event is going on. Example, if Alabama plays Saturday night at 7:30 p.m., there's a good chance we might not be on the show because we're going to be 100% tuned into that game. But we appreciate you guys. This is Herb and I are just trying to grow. That's all we are. We just want people to watch the show on Saturdays, be at home, and then please join us with our Tuesday night 8 p.m. Central Standard Time podcast, which is where we talk sports. I think you could tell I've had a little bit of this trace over here, so I'm feeling good.
Yes.
But yeah, we appreciate it. We just want you all to have fun. That's it.
Yeah, we definitely. We only watch the WWE PLEs,
yes,
so it would be very limited. But we will be watching WrestleMania.
Yes.
So we will talk about that after that game. Go ahead, Rob.
Yes. To Herb's point, he mentioned this earlier in the show. Herb and I stopped watching wrestling. Was it running the Attitude Era?
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's when I kind of stopped as well. And we just recently got back into it. Big Mike helped us out with that. So we watched the Elimination Chamber. Prior to the Elimination Chamber, we watched the Royal Rumble. We will watch the WrestleMania. I feel like wrestling nowadays just has too many. They have a lot going on, a lot of different factions, a lot of different shows, different organizations. It's a lot to keep up with. So I wouldn't even know where to get started.
From the outside view, for sure. So,
yeah.
But this is our guy right here, folks. This is our wrestling contact. Yes. This is the person we go to every Thursday night, 8 p.m. I don't even watch all the shows, and I tune into this show every week. So if y'all are out there and wrestling fans, please support Big Mike.
Please. If you are a wrestling fan, yes, please support Big Mike and the Running Wrestling Podcast. Absolutely dope and phenomenal show. Shout out to Big Mike. We give Big Mike a shout out every show, like a million shout outs.
Anytime. So he's saying this. Smoke is sign up. Yes. Here's the deal, folks. With our Saturday night show, if somebody hits us up and like, hey guys, I want to come on and talk with y'all, we're open to whatever.
Bro, we're chilling.
So Justin, who said that, Smoke, you're my guy. Anytime that you want to jump on any random show, man, hit us up. We have a guest last year that used to hit us up 10 minutes before every show. We won't mention names, but we brought him on. And we are down for whatever. Anybody who's trying to get on air, hit us up, man. The Smoke, we disagree on the basketball, but you my guy, man. Come on and we'll talk anytime.
Smoke is the man.
Justin, if you want to come on and talk wrestling when we're talking wrestling, jump on here. We're good. So, my niece, I've let her down. In my defense, it's not even 9. But
she'll be back. She'll get back up.
Yeah, so I apologize. Yes, go ahead, Raj.
Oh yeah, one really, really random note. So back in December,
everything we've done tonight is random, so this is fine.
Herb and I talked about going to the Florida State game to start off the season. That is going into effect. Herb and I will be in Tallahassee. And I know this is super duper early. We'll probably talk about it a million times. We've just been having a few drinks, so we're just talking randomly. We will be in Tallahassee August 30th. Get there Friday, be there to Sunday for the opening game for the Alabama football season. We're looking forward to that. Can't wait. Again, this is super random, I say super early, but let's be honest. Football season is going to be here sooner than we know it. Football season is going to be here quick. Looking forward to Tallahassee.
Agreed. 1,000%. 1,000%. So that was a peak. I agree, man. And that was the era that I was really watching.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Yep. So.
Yep.
All right, just hit us up one time, man. Like I said, this is not scripted. We kind of just whatever happens. So we are definitely good. So send us the invite. We're in. We're in.
Yep.
I missed that one. I was surprised. No, definitely not. We're winning Florida State.
We're winning that
next
game.
Next year's playoffs for sure.
So. The hardest part about that Tallahassee weekend is me figuring out what am I going to wear. Yep. I gotta go online and find a funky outfit.
So here's the problem with being the less attractive brother and the one with no fashion sense.
I'm saying that.
Going out with Raj is tough. Like he'll come out looking all nice, and I will have the same shorts and a t-shirt that I've had since '73.
But I work in retail. My career is in retail. That's why I dress the way I dress. I
so Raj dresses like you're going to a party, and I dress like I'm going to go in an attic and hang your cameras. So it's like, it's so bad.
Oh my gosh.
It is so bad.
Man, so, looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
All right, folks. Y'all have a good night. Needs to make 5 layers. I think what Kat's saying is I'm so ugly I need to cover up as much as possible. So
she's not saying that.
This part is right though.
Herb is way more cool. Herb is way more cool.
Rod's got 2 kids. Cool left him like years ago. He's done. So
oh come on. Like I don't know.
The sad thing is if you ask us which one of us has a Zoolander outfit, it's probably me versus Raj for sure. So
Yep.
Folks, we appreciate y'all. I don't know how we got to an hour and 20 minutes.
Our longest Saturday night live episode yet, but we absolutely loved it. Herb, go ahead. I'm sorry, I jumped the gun there.
No, you're good. You're good, Raj. You're good.
We loved it. We appreciate y'all again. We'll be here next Saturday. Hopefully, be talking about another Bama win. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep. Y'all have a good night, everybody. Love y'all.
Roll Tide.